Welcome here. Thank you to be here. I would ask you a few moments, if possible, to close your eyes. And just sink in this listening. Close your eyes, and with your mouth closed, take a deep breath. And breathe from your navel. Breathe from your pelvis. And through your first chakra, breathe from the center of Earth itself. She is breathing you. And just rest in this listening in which the body is breathed by her. And slowly open your eyes. Very gently, very slowly. And allow form and color to appear. And please notice, still, she's breathing you. It is this listening that is watching through your eyes. It is this listening that is listening through your ears, through your senses. The senses are like doors. You can travel in the apparent outer reality, and you can travel back through the senses, back in the source of you. Just take a few seconds more to experience this. Nothing to know, nothing to understand. What is living through your form? It's not a human being. What is living through your form is pure consciousness. This pure consciousness is watching through your eyes, is listening to these words. If you need, still close a moment your eyes and sink in this heart. And discover how your heart doesn't know anything. It's simply experiencing and perceiving. It's innocent. It is exquisitely neutral. It welcomes with no condition. What we call the heart, it is emptiness experiencing the form. When you start to leave this human condition from your heart, you're experiencing display of consciousness from its source. And in an instant, with no need of time and space, you see no inner, no outer, no beginning or end. When you come back to the purity of the heart, that is your true condition, then it's possible to look at what you call you, your life, your form, all this, and bring all this back into the heart and re-emanating it from the heart. She is he, and he is she. They are not two. Shiva, emptiness. Shakti, manifestation. Take all this manifestation through the heart back to this source. Take in all the dualities, all the ignorance, all the pain, all the strife, all the difficulties, all the contradictions, all the paradoxes. And through the heart, bring them back. To your true self. And then, through the heart, emanate them back in the word and become you. So that from what you are, you become who you are. So that this beautiful, unique, precious ray of consciousness called you can serve its true purpose, that is to be yourself as you are. You are not a human being, as I said before. You're pure consciousness experiencing the human condition. When it's possible for you to observe and live and create from your true nature, then the form bows to its source and get transfigured and transformed. And your life, what you call your life, that it's not yours, is transformed. What is moving, you're seeking. What is moving, you're questioning. What is moving you when you come here, when you sit at the feet of somebody, or watch a video, or read a book. It's not a separate soul that is trying to come back to unity. It's unity exploring itself through one of its marvelous rays, and trying to bring into conscious manifestation the inherent program of this form. To do that, simply, all is asked is that you welcome, watch, see, witness, meditate your life from what you really are, watching all that you call difficulties, problems, crises, from this open center that is everywhere. There is nothing to achieve, nothing to obtain. The joy is in that transforming. The bliss is in that welcoming. In this way, all these forms participate consciously to the manifestation of you consciousness. Sometimes when we start this journey, or better saying, when this journey starts us, we find this open center, this stillness, this silence. And then we are called, you are called, I am called, to bring what we are into the form, to express it in our life, in all we meet, in every word we mutter, in every gaze we give, to embody this, to become it 100% with every cell of your body. It's not something that the imaginary person does. It's something that completely destroys the imaginary person. And yet, fun enough, you will enjoy it, because this is all you want, to die to life. Don't ask yourself how, as it's already happening. That's why you're here. Anything you do, anywhere you go, whatever the form does, it's happening because life is seeking itself through you, is transforming itself through you, is meeting itself through you. Be grateful. You have a great honor. You are here in human form. It's a huge privilege. It's a huge privilege to have these that seems to be our more superficial part, the body, and yet it's our most profound part. It's pure emptiness that becomes something. It's undivided unity that becomes multiplicity, becomes the entire universe. Don't be worried if your heart is still full of questions and conflicts and unresolved matters, as those are your gift. It's your gift to the divine. You're offering that to transform it, to meet it. A little time ago, I met a gentleman that lives in the United States. and his memory is a bit going. And he told me this as a problem because he really wants to see this before he dies. He has been spending all his adult life searching for this. And he's now in his almost 80s. And I say to him, don't worry, this is a blessing. There is no much to remember. Live from your heart and serve the divine in every being. That's all. That's all you need to remember. Live from your heart. The true heart that, as Ramana Maharshi said, is everywhere. The true heart. Live from your heart and serve the divine in every being. Serve the divine. You will know what this means in the moment. You don't need to know it beforehand. So later on, if you want, I will be, I suppose, here. Yeah? And we will endeavor together in a little journey. We will explore how it's possible to access to what we call the mud of our personality, to all those shadows and conflicts and contradictions, and maybe to see how it's possible from that mud to flower, to blossom, in the precious individuality that you are trying to bring here on this level. And we will see how it's possible to live a life that doesn't belong to the me. It doesn't belong to all these strategies of compensations, but belongs to your true being. We will explore this together. I have a few minutes, and probably some of you are going to meet the other beautiful teachers and speakers that Maurizio and Zaya so gracefully are bringing here. So if there is any of you that want to ask anything in this last minute, you're very welcome.
I often get the feeling that thinking gets in the way of living through the heart. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't have to be that way, does it?
No, it doesn't have to be that way. What is your name, my dear?
Leonard.
Leonard, okay. What about meeting from your heart your thoughts? You know, the heart doesn't exclude anything, not even thinking. That thinking is simply a movement of you. Often we watch our thinking, believing to be the main character of the story that the inner dialogue is talking about. When you do that, your boundless being seems to wrap itself inside the illusion to be a person. And then you suffer this contraction that is totally unnatural to you. It's not true of you. It's possible, nevertheless, to meet that inner dialogue in another way, from perception, as was explained before. When you watch from the heart, your thinking, it will be like somebody that is meeting his friend. Your friend is full of problems and came to visit you to tell you about something that happened. And his mind is full of stories and his heart is full of pain. And you're a good friend. You sit and you say, come here, tell me everything about you. And you will let him empty himself of all these stories. And then when he's ready, he will break maybe into tears. He will feel the pain behind those stories. He will go through it. And then there will be peace. And all the time, as you are a good friend, you will be simply for him this empty background that welcomes everything. You will let him coming back to himself through your heart. Now, imagine to do the very same thing, but with you. Do you dare to do that? Do you dare to meet your stories, not believing in what they say? You know that the point is something else. Let the mind rumble and stuff. Be steady in the heart. And then be ready to receive the beautiful gift that will be behind those stories. That's the way. That's the way in which you learn to meditate you and the word, because it's the same thing. That's a life of meditation.
Thank you.
Thank you, Leonard. Thank you. I don't know if there is time for another question. Okay. If there isn't any question, I would like to finish this with a small meditation. Is it okay with you? Yeah? One moment. Close your eyes. We will have time to talk later if you want and to ask more. Close your eyes and with your mouth closed, take a deep breath from your belly and rest in this listening. And let anything to arise. Let her arise in you. Let anything that arrives to you to blossom. Thank you.